Hello and welcome to Payentry's Setting Up Employees on Employee Self-Service tutorial. You have two options for adding employees to Employee Self-Service. One is a printed letter that will go out to each employee. The second is to send an email to each employee. First, we are going to cover a printed letter for each employee. From Payentry's main menu, go to Reports. From the Reports menu, in the Requested area, scroll down to All Company Reports and then scroll down to Employee Self-Service Enrollment and click Run. This will take you to the Run Report menu. The Employee Self-Service Report is automatically set up to print alphabetically by employee name. If you prefer a different order, your choices are Employee ID, Department and then Employee ID, or Department and then alphabetical within Department. Once you've picked the order you want the report in, click Run Report. After you've clicked Run Report, depending on your pop-up blocker, you may or may not get this message that says your report is ready in the pickup area. If you do not get it, go to the main menu, to Reports, and from the Reports menu, go to the pickup area. The pickup area will show you all of the reports that have been run in the past 24 hours. The most current report will always be on top. To open the report, click on the word Download. This is an example of what the report is going to look like. It is an enrollment letter for each employee. The letter will look like this. You have your demographic information for your company and your employee at the top. In the middle, you have an enrollment notification message for the employee. Then you have the access information, starting with the URL information, their username, and the username, when you use an enrollment letter, will default to the Social Security number with no dashes. And it will also provide a temporary password. The second option for adding employees to Employee Self-Service is to send an email to each employee. If you choose this option, from Payentry's main menu, you want to choose Additional Options. From Additional Options, pick the first selection, which is Setup, and click on Setup Section. From the Setup section, choose Company Access. The first thing you will see in the Company Access is this Employee Self-Service Access Policies. Self-service will default for all active employees. However, you can choose just specific employees if you'd like to. Notice in this company, we have only a handful of employees that have email addresses. In just a second, we're going to go in and add an email address so you can see how that is done. I do want to point out one more thing though in this service access area. If you scroll down, you will see the ESS functionality access. This shows you all of the screens that are available and the information available to the employee in self-service. Employee self-service automatically defaults all of these options to be available for the employee to see. However, you can go in and uncheck any of the options if you prefer that the employee not have access to them. Going back to the top of that screen in Employee Access, we are going to choose just one employee and go through the motions of adding the email for that employee. So for Sandra Belson, we would click on her and it will open up the employee setup screen, starting with the employee information, which contains her name, her ID number, her Social Security number, and her username, which is her Social Security number without dashes. And notice it does not show an employee email address. To add her email address, we are going to go to the bottom of the employee setup screen and key in her email and click Change Email Address. Once you click on that, you will get a message that says your email address has been successfully changed. It will show you the email address where a message has been sent. Plus, it will automatically change her username and add her email address into her profile. The verification email that the employee will receive will look like this. It will confirm their email address as well as their username login. It will have a verification link which they must click on. Please note that the verification link can only be validated once. If clicked on multiple times, it may lock the employee out of the system, in which case HR will need to reset them. Please note that you will need to follow this setup process for your emails for each one of your employees that does not have an email currently in the system. Back to the employee setup. To reset the employee's password, click on Reset Password, and you will receive a message that the employee will receive an email with the login information and a verification link. Once the employee clicks on the verification link, it will prompt them to change their password. The next area is to reset the employee's self-service username. As we mentioned earlier, if you add an email, that will automatically become their username. You can change this username to another email address by clicking Reset Username. Once you click on that, you will get a confirmation that an email has been sent to the employee informing them of the change in their username, at which point it will prompt them to enter their new username. If you have any questions with any of your employee self-service setup, please contact your service representative. This concludes our tutorial on Payentry's Setting Up Employees on Employee Self-Service.